Well, good evening, everyone. Our director of this show has graciously allowed me to speak to you all tonight. So, first off, my name is Timothy Halvorsen. I'm a senior, and I have the privilege of serving as co-president of the concert choir this year, along with my good friend Tatiana Rosetta. I'd like to first start off with a story. So last summer, I had the opportunity to travel with the choir to Ireland. It was my first time in Europe. It was an absolutely amazing trip, but something happened before we left. We were supposed to fly out of JFK at around 7 p.m., and because we were such a big group, we had to get there a few hours early just to make sure everything was in order. All the travelers' passports were accounted for, stuff like that. So we were waiting in the airport for like 3 hours, and we were pretty bored. We were so pumped for Ireland, and we just wanted to get on the plane. Eventually, we boarded and sat down in our seats, eagerly awaiting takeoff. And we're taxiing out to the runway when the captain comes on, and he's like, yes, hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. It seems we have a problem with the plane. We will notify you when we have more information. So a while later, the captain comes back on and says, there's a mechanical difficulty, and the repair could take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. So there's a collective groan from everyone as the plane drives back to the gate, and then we all get out of the plane and do some more waiting in the airport. Now, the mood in that gate was not happy. Of course, we knew that it wasn't really a big deal. I mean, we were still going to go, but we had been looking forward to this all year, and we were upset that we had to wait longer, which is pretty understandable. So we were all moving around, being grumpy, when suddenly one of us, I'm not sure which one, but one of us started singing. It was a song from our repertoire. It was one that all of us knew. It's called Wana Baraka. Now, it took a second for people just to realize what was going on, but slowly but surely everyone joined in. Within 10 seconds, the entire Hopkins concert choir was belting this crazy, upbeat Kenyan folk song in the middle of JFK. And let me tell you, it was exactly what I needed. Not only did it immediately cheer me up, but it reminded me why I was even there. We were going on a journey to share our song with people outside our little Hopkins bubble. That singing certainly got me through the next few hours on the plane. So that was kind of a silly, maybe insignificant example, but the message is so important. Singing, raising your voice as one, brings people together and lifts them up in a way that is so unique, and I believe in a way that is unmatched by anything else. Let me tell you, one of the most meaningful things I've ever done in my life was when I sang Christmas carols at our retirement home. First of all, when we got there, I could immediately see the loneliness on the faces of the residents, but once we started singing, their faces lit up like a Christmas tree. They were overjoyed that we were sharing these songs with them. Some of them even started crying. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, singing is powerful. I don't think anything other than singing could have impacted them and cheered them up in the way that it did. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, this kid is talking all about singing. Well, I have a terrible voice, so what can I do? Well, this isn't about sounding good. We were pretty pitchy in the airport when we sang Wana Baraka. And, my family tried to make up all these weird harmonies on the spot in the retirement home. It may not have sounded perfect if you were listening for intonation, but if you were listening for heart, it was spot on. It's all about coming together in song, and this is our job. Each and every one of us has a song within us. Some of us don't want to let it out, but keeping it to yourself helps no one. The happiness in the airport didn't come from just one person thinking about Wana Baraka. It came from the entire choir singing all together. We all have a song. Share your song. So look, 2016. It's been a pretty rough year, hasn't it? Some wonderful people have passed away. All the turmoil around the election. There is so much fear and doubt and anxiety in the world right now. And if there was ever a time for us to join together in song, if the world has ever needed to come together in song, it's right now. Sometimes people at school ask me about my classes, and when I tell them that I'm in concert choir, I often hear the question, haven't you already fulfilled your art requirement? I say yes, I have. And they say, well, then why are you taking concert choir? Why not just have another free period? Well, that's like a pretty valid argument. In the middle of homework and college applications this fall, I thought, wow, how great would it have been if I had one more free period during the day? You know, I could get so much done and have so much less work to do at home. But when I really stop and think about it, I know that I would not give up concert choir for anything, because it has done more for me than any other class of Hopkins. Not only do I get to work with and learn from my exceptionally talented peers every day, not only has choir taught me all about music and singing, which is one of my passions, not only that, but being in concert choir has taught me more about myself, what my values are, and what things in my life mean most to me. More specifically, Ms. Strode has done all this for me. Discovering your voice and coming together in song, this is what her concert choir is all about. None of this would be possible without her, and I think I speak for everyone when I say thank you, Ms. Strode, for everything you do. Hopkins School, this choir, and I personally would not be the same without you. We all have a song within us. It is our job to join together and share it with anyone who will listen. You know, maybe we're not in positions of great power, maybe we're not in charge of a lot of people, but we all have voices, which means every one of us can sing. Sure, it'll start small and maybe people will look at you funny, but sooner or later they'll join in too. This is something we can all do together, and while it may not seem to carry much weight at first, if we give it time, it can make all the difference. We all know people who can use some song in their life. Bring your song to them. I hope you all have wonderful holidays, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the concert. Thank you.